Today I'm diving into a crucial topic, resolving workplace conflicts like a pro. Trust me, conflict. Hey there, managers. Today I'm diving into a crucial topic, resolving workplace conflicts like a pro. Trust me, conflict is as common as coffee in the office, but it's how we handle it that sets us apart. First, let's talk about addressing complaints. Ask what exactly is the issue causing the problem. Repeat it back to ensure everyone is on the same page. Acknowledgement is your first tool in the conflict resolution toolkit. Now on to resolution. Encourage team members to offer specific ways they can help solve the issue. It's about empowering your team to tackle differences head-on, especially in a diverse workplace. I believe this is where real growth happens. From an administrative perspective, documenting complaints is key. Align solutions with company policy. It's not about pointing fingers. It's about teamwork. We want everyone moving in the same direction, right? Remember, the best workplace relationships aren't about who's right or wrong. They're about collaboration, a willingness to work together to get things done. When conflicts arise, address them promptly. It ensures productivity and a harmonious working environment. So, next time you're faced with office tension, embrace it as an opportunity to strengthen your team's dynamics and foster a culture of respect and efficiency. That's how you resolve workplace conflicts like a pro. Thanks for tuning in and keep leading with confidence.
Hello, everybody. Today we're going to talk about something that is at the very heart of creating a safer, more respectful environment inside our correctional facilities. It's a tool more powerful than any lock or key, and it's something each and every one of us has the ability to master. I'm talking about communication. When you work with inmates, the way you speak, the words you choose, and the energy you bring into a room can literally change the outcome of a situation. It's the difference between a day that ends in conflict and a day that ends in peace. Good communication isn't just about talking. It's about connecting on a human level, even in the most challenging of circumstances. Think about it for a moment. Every interaction is an opportunity. It's a chance to build a sliver of trust or to tear it down. When inmates feel heard and respected as individuals, even when being given a directive, they are far more likely to cooperate. This isn't about being soft, it's about being smart and strategic. Your ability to communicate effectively is your #1 tool for de-escalation. It prevents small misunderstandings from spiraling into major incidents. By choosing your words with intention, you are not just managing behavior, you are actively creating a culture of safety for yourself, your fellow officers, and the inmate population. It's a profound responsibility, and it starts with what you say. The truth is, communication is the bedrock of professional supervision. In a high-stress environment where tensions can run high, your voice can be an anchor. It can bring calm to chaos. It can show strength without aggression. When an officer relies solely on authority and forgets the power of clear, respectful communication, they are making their own job harder and more dangerous. Every single day, you have the chance to use this incredible power to influence your environment for the better. It's about understanding that behind the uniform and behind the inmate number, we are all people responding to the energy we are given. So let's make a commitment to ourselves and to each other. Let's decide to become masters of this essential skill. It's not just about what to do when things go wrong. It's about what we can do to make sure things go right from the very beginning. By focusing on how we communicate, we are taking control. We are choosing to lead with wisdom and strength, creating a space where everyone feels a little bit safer. This is how we build a foundation of security that isn't just about walls and bars, but about understanding and respect. And that, my friends, is a powerful thing. Now let's get practical. How do we actually use communication to de-escalate? It starts with keeping things simple and calm. When a person is agitated or upset, their ability to process complex information plummets. Using long, complicated sentences or big, intimidating words will only add fuel to the fire. Instead, think about using short, clear, and simple language. Speak slowly and deliberately. This isn't about talking down to someone. It's about ensuring your message is received without any confusion. When you are the calmest person in the room, you project confidence and control, which can be incredibly contagious and help bring the temperature down. Your commands should be direct, yet respectful. Instead of shouting, "Get back to your cell right now," which can sound like a challenge, try a firm but calm, "Mr. Smith, I need you to walk back to your cell now." Using a person's name shows a level of respect and acknowledges their individuality. It makes the request personal rather than just a blanket order. The goal is to give clear instructions that leave no room for misinterpretation while still maintaining a professional and non-confrontational demeanor. This approach invites cooperation rather than demanding submission, which is a far more effective strategy in the long run for maintaining order. Let's talk about a common scenario. An inmate is angry about a decision. Instead of immediately shutting them down with, "It is what it is, deal with it," you can use simple, validating language, something like, "I understand you are frustrated. Let's talk about this for a moment." This simple acknowledgement doesn't mean you agree with them or are going to change the rule. It just means you hear them. Simple words like "I see," "I understand," and "let's figure this out" can work wonders. They create a small pause, a moment for the person to feel heard, which is often all that's needed to prevent an escalation. Remember, the goal is always to guide the situation toward a peaceful resolution. Using simple language and calm commands is like steering a ship through a storm. You make small, deliberate adjustments instead of jerking the wheel. Every word you choose should be intentional, aimed at reducing tension, not increasing it. This technique requires practice and patience, but it is one of the most powerful ways to maintain control and ensure safety. By choosing simplicity and calmness, you are not showing weakness. You are demonstrating the ultimate form of strength, the strength to remain centered and in control no matter what is happening around you. All right, so we know we need to be calm and clear, but what are the actual words we can use? Let's stock our toolkit with some powerful phrases that can help de-escalate and encourage cooperation. When an inmate is angry or upset, one of the best things you can do is show you are listening. Simple phrases like, "Tell me what's happening," or "I want to understand your side of this," can open the door to dialogue. These are not phrases of agreement, they are phrases of engagement. They signal that you are willing to listen, which can instantly lower a person's defensive walls and make them more receptive to what you have to say next. When it's time to give an instruction, frame it as a choice whenever possible. This empowers the inmate and makes them feel like they have some control over the situation, which often leads to better compliance. For example, instead of "move now," you could say, "I need you to move over here for me so we can talk, or we will have to end this conversation." Another great phrase is, "Let's work together to solve this." This shifts the dynamic from you versus them to us. It makes you a partner in finding a solution rather than just an enforcer of rules. These phrases help maintain your authority while fostering a more cooperative atmosphere. In moments where you need to ask for cooperation, empathetic phrases are your best friend. Something as simple as, "I can see this is frustrating for you," validates their feelings without condoning negative behavior. This shows you are paying attention to them as a person. Follow it up with a gentle but firm command. "I can see this is frustrating. I still need you to return to your bunk so we can keep everyone safe." This combination of empathy and direction is incredibly effective. It says, "I see you, I hear you, and here is what needs to happen next." It's a respectful way to guide behavior. Let's not forget the power of please and thank you. These simple courtesies can go a long way in a prison environment where respect is often in short supply. Saying, "Mr. Jones, could you please step away from the door?" is much more effective than just yelling, "Jones, move." When they comply, a simple thank you reinforces the positive behavior and shows that their cooperation is noticed and appreciated. These are not signs of weakness. They are signs of professional respect, and they help build the kind of rapport that makes every future interaction smoother and safer for everyone involved. It's the language of peace. We've talked a lot about the words we use, but the truth is, a huge part of our communication isn't verbal at all. It's in our tone of voice and our body language. You could say all the right phrases, but if your tone is sarcastic or your body language is aggressive, your message will be lost. Your tone should match your words. If you are trying to be calming, your voice should be low, even, and steady. Avoid a high-pitched or shaky voice, as it can signal fear or uncertainty. Likewise, avoid a loud, booming voice, which will always be perceived as a threat and will escalate a situation almost every time. Your body language speaks volumes before you even open your mouth. To appear non-threatening, maintain a safe distance and stand at a slight angle rather than squaring off face to face. This is known as a bladed stance, and it's less confrontational. Keep your hands visible and your posture relaxed but alert. Avoid pointing your finger, crossing your arms over your chest, or clenching your fists, as these are all classic signs of aggression or defensiveness. A calm, open posture invites dialogue and shows that you are confident and in control of yourself, which helps others feel more at ease. Think about your facial expressions. A scowl or a constant frown can create a negative atmosphere before any interaction even begins. Try to maintain a neutral or even a slightly concerned expression. Eye contact is important, it shows you are engaged, but avoid a hard, unblinking stare, which can be seen as a challenge. A good technique is to look at the person's face or general area, breaking eye contact every few seconds. This shows you are listening and paying attention without being intimidating. Your face should communicate your intention to listen, to help, and to resolve the situation peacefully. Ultimately, your nonverbal cues must be in harmony with your verbal ones. When your calm words, steady tone, and open body language all send the same message, you become a powerful force for de-escalation. You are communicating on every level that you are here to help, not to fight. This consistency builds trust and makes it much more likely that an inmate will choose to cooperate. Mastering this silent language is just as important as choosing the right words. It's how you create a total communication package that keeps you, your colleagues, and the inmates in your care as safe as possible. Play the interview together? Absolutely, Modupe. Let's dive into a role-played interview for the Correctional Dietary Supervisor position. I'll play the part of the interview panel, and you'll respond as the candidate. Ready? Here comes your first question.
Good morning, Modupe. Thanks for joining us today. Let's start with this. What motivated you to apply for the Correctional Dietary Supervisor role, and what strengths do you bring to this position?
Take your time to respond, and I'll follow up with the next question based on your answer.
My experience working in the dietary as a lead worker for a sergeant. I will bring the experience I had for supervising 2 dietary worker in food storage, preparation, and serving. In addition to direct worker for balancing safety, efficiency, and compliance, while making sure everyone eats and every rule is followed.
That's a strong start, Modupe. You've highlighted your leadership experience and your ability to balance safety, efficiency, and compliance, key qualities for this role.
Thanks for sharing that. Let's say you're supervising the kitchen during lunch prep, and you notice that a shipment of produce is spoiled. You're short on vegetables for the day's menu. How would you handle this situation while ensuring nutritional standards are still met? Your move.
I will document the spoiled produce to be disposed for inventory, document what we have for substitution. I will substitute canned vegetable for the spoiled fresh vegetable.
Great response, Modupe. You showed quick thinking and resourcefulness. Substituting canned vegetables is a practical solution that maintains nutritional value and keeps the meal service on track. Documenting both the spoilage and the substitution also shows strong accountability.
Let's shift to a scenario involving inmate dietary needs. An inmate approaches you and says their religious diet hasn't been honored for the past 3 meals. How would you investigate and resolve this issue? Your turn.
I will review our record for religious diet for an update to make sure we have the correct and current diet supply produce. As well, I will contact the religion service if the produce for the diet is not available to us for diet.
Thanks, Modupe. That's a thoughtful and proactive approach. Reviewing records ensures accuracy, and reaching out to religious services shows respect for the inmate's rights and a commitment to resolving the issue collaboratively.
Let's talk about safety. You're supervising a shift with several inmate workers, and during tool inventory, you discover a kitchen knife is missing. What are your immediate steps? Ready when you are.
My immediate steps is secure the area, making sure no inmate worker leave for conducting count as to how many inmate workers are in the dietary. The next step is find out the staff that issue the knife to the inmate in the tool logbook. Follow with locating the last placement for the kitchen knife by view the camera, and as well who is the last person that have the knife.
Excellent response, Modupe. You demonstrated a clear understanding of emergency protocol, accountability, and the importance of maintaining control in a high-risk environment. Securing the area, verifying the tool log, and using surveillance footage are all critical steps in resolving a potentially dangerous situation.
Final question for me. How do you motivate inmate workers in the kitchen while maintaining discipline and structure?
Let's hear your approach.
As supervisor directing inmate workers, I promote teamwork, and I am proactive at monitoring and mentoring inmate workers for compliance with procedures and policies that ensure food safety and efficiency with food portion that ensure everyone eats and every rule is followed.
That's a strong and well-rounded answer, Modupe. Promoting teamwork while proactively mentoring inmate workers shows leadership and a commitment to both productivity and rehabilitation. Emphasizing food safety, portion control, and rule compliance ties everything back to the core responsibilities of the role.
Thank you, Modupe. One last question. What do you believe is the most important quality for a correctional dietary supervisor to have, and why?
Take it away!
I think the quality of creating a leadership where the subordinates feel comfortable asking for support, to offering help, that will promote teamwork for everyone to make improvement with complying with policy and rules in place for effective and productive work environment.
That's a thoughtful and insightful answer, Modupe. You've captured the essence of servant leadership, creating an environment where people feel supported, empowered, and accountable. That kind of leadership not only builds trust, but also strengthens compliance and productivity in a high-stakes setting like a correctional facility.
Thank you, Modupe. That concludes our questions. Do you have any questions for us about the role, the facility, or what success looks like in this position?
Would you like to ask a question back to the panel? I can help you craft a strong one if you'd like.
No, thank you.
Got it, Modupe. You wrapped up the interview with professionalism and confidence. Nicely done. If you phrases that'll... Hey there, managers. Today I'm going to share some key phrases that'll transform you into a pro at handling difficult situations. First things first, when faced with an unpleasant situation, take a moment to observe. Is the person upset or just being difficult? Understanding this is crucial. When dealing with upset individuals, your goal is to calm the situation. You need to grasp the root of their behavior. Is the complaint genuine, or is the person not acknowledging their actions? Here are 6 things you can learn from upset staff or customers. 1. Why are they upset or difficult? Understand the why behind their emotions. 1. What can you do in the moment to prevent them from getting more upset? 1. What can you say to de-escalate the tension? Communication is key. 1. What action can you take to make a difference? 1. What does the upset individual want to happen? 1. What are possible alternatives to diffuse defensiveness? Remember, not all problems can be solved immediately, but as a manager, providing alternative solutions is essential. In both personal and professional settings, conflicts are inevitable. Ask yourself, if you were the upset person, how would you calm down? Rudyard Kipling once said, if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, yours is the earth and everything that is on it. Powerful words, right? Aim for a win-win solution. Approach the situation cooperatively. Communicate and ensure both parties feel heard and satisfied. So next time you're faced with a difficult situation, remember these tips. They'll help you navigate the storm with confidence and grace. Thanks for watching.